Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. Because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out.
Guys, Diddy's case is getting crazier by the day. The feds just dropped some disturbing news, and this time it's all about Diddy's adopted daughter, Ava Baroni Combs, and the truth about what really went down when she suddenly disappeared. Whew, y'all, this story is beyond wild, and actually, it is straight up horrific. But not only that, the details coming out about Ava's case reveal that even Diddy's sons aren't innocent. They were allegedly involved from the get-go. Sadly, this evidence was there right from the first video when Diddy introduced Ava Baroni as his adopted white child. What the feds are revealing is nothing short of shocking. There is so much going on behind the scenes, and it is even darker than we thought.
What they're looking for, because it was going on the premises of sex, they're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage.
So we all know that Diddy's case has single-handedly been sending shockwaves through the industry, but people didn't know just how bad this situation was until he was arrested. You see, when he was still out and free, so many people were afraid to talk because Diddy has been on record not twice threatening people that he can make them disappear. In fact, one of the reasons he has been denied bail twice, even after presenting a $50 million bond, putting up his house and his mom's house, but the prosecutors are afraid he will intimidate a witness. It has now come to public attention that one such case that Diddy went to great lengths to conceal was the disappearance of his rumored adopted daughter, Ava Baroni Combs. One of Diddy's greatest undoings was being mean to his stuff. Yet, these are people who were stuck in his business 24/7. Interestingly, these are the same people now coming out with receipts to expose him. One such person is Gene Deal, aka Uncle Deal, who was Diddy's bodyguard through the 1990s. They had a major fallout, and those who know Uncle Gene will tell you he has never shied away from revealing Diddy's deeds. Every time this man opens his mouth, a new bombshell drops. But what he's revealing this time about Diddy's short-lived adoption of Ava is about to implicate Diddy even more. But not only that, he revealed way more dirty secrets, which not only exposed Diddy, but a whole lot of other bigwig celebrities and high-profile officials. We'll get into all that later, but for now, let's just start from the beginning.
Craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bruh, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this.
So back in 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, Diddy came out of nowhere and announced to the world that he had adopted a white girl, Ava Baroni Combs. Like, for real, out of the blue, this little girl was suddenly a part of the Combs clan. He even went live on IG, proudly showing her off. But then again, it was so random that so many people didn't see it. And a majority have even forgotten about Ava. That could explain why no one has asked about Ava until Diddy's arrest.
No, what's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
She was all like, "Hi, I'm Ava, I'm a Scorpio," as if she was introducing herself on Tinder or something. Look at this now. But you can't help but notice how awkward and uncomfortable Ava was in the company of Diddy and all those men in the room. But nobody really questioned it back then because we didn't know what we know now. There were rumors here and there, but there was no evidence, so it all sounded like industry beef or something. Furthermore, Diddy was like a small god back then and a role model to so many. So it kind of looked so noble that he saw a kid beside the road, asked them to hop into the car, and decided to adopt them. But the rest of this live stream revealed something we all missed. Here, take a look.
Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids, Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So just clarify it, because it's crazy out here online. So I played with the kids, and I got permission from your mother, and to say all of that, just make it, because it's crazy out here.
Diddy was literally telling on himself and explaining over and over and over again when no one had accused him of anything. He somehow felt the need to make it clear that he had Ava's permission to have her in his home, and even made her say all of that on record, probably to use this as evidence if he was ever accused of coercing her to be there.
Well, I met Jesse and Delilah when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then we basically are sisters, all four of us. So. And
6 months is cool.
I always come over.
Yes.
And
it's Ava Baroni Combs. Let's go.
Diddy made it sound like Ava was a needy child that he took in, and this made sense at the time, guys. Remember, it was during the COVID pandemic, and things were super tough. Even I would have appreciated being adopted by a celebrity billionaire. But then, just as fast as Ava appeared, she vanished. No more posts, no updates, no image of her in the family photos or videos, nothing. And now, Gene Deal is coming through with really heartbreaking news. First of all, according to Gene, Diddy wasn't really invested in adopting this kid. Not at all. There's more to the story. Ava's disappearance might not have been so innocent. Gene hinted that Diddy might have used Ava for some cheap PR points during the pandemic to make himself look like a hero, but didn't quite give her the love that she deserved. And once the camera stopped rolling, Ava was out. Just gone. But he didn't just cut her loose. Gene is alluding that Diddy did some seriously shady stuff with Ava, made tapes of her, and then got rid of her. Remember, guys, a few months ago, Homeland Security raided Diddy's homes in LA and Miami. That's when people knew this case was high profile. Even before the raid, Diddy had all sorts of lawsuits flying his way, starting with Cassie's case, but all of them were civil cases. But when Homeland rolls in like that, it was officially a criminal case. And y'all know Homeland doesn't just pull up on random cases unless they've got some serious dirt coupled with tons of evidence on someone. It was actually after this raid that Diddy was shaken because he now knew his time was up. Both Gene Deal and the feds have hinted that this raid was tied to Diddy's alleged trafficking allegations, which is alleged to be exactly what he did to Ava Baroni. Gene went even further, strongly suggesting that there might be some questionable footage of Ava out there in Diddy's freak-offs, and the feds are supposedly sniffing around trying to uncover what really went down. If these tapes exist, they could unravel a whole different level of scandal for Diddy, because the cops wouldn't need more proof for the trafficking rumors.
They're looking for, because it was going on the premises of sex trafficking. They're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage in a sexual context, like they in a act. That's what they're looking for. So now they're gonna go through all those devices. If somebody got any kind of weird fetishes that they got little kids or little girls or something like that in any kind of pictures or any kind of photos that they took out of there.
On top of that, people are beyond pissed that Diddy dared to mention Madonna's adoption as he was justifying his decision to adopt Ava. For those who might have missed the saga, apparently Madonna didn't follow the proper channels when adopting those kids. Even as of 2023, several reports have confirmed that pop icon Madonna is being accused of human T and S exploiting children by a charity organization called the Ethiopian World Federation. According to these reports, Madonna lied to the parents of these kids that she was taking them abroad to offer them a quality quality American education, only to end up adopting them. So for Diddy to use Madonna's case, as he was explaining himself, has been a massive red flag now that people are breaking down every bit of this video. But it gets more interesting. In true attorney fashion, Diddy's lawyers were up early the following day trying to sanitize Diddy's name when no one asked them to. They claimed that the feds were just out and about trying to cause drama, make Diddy look guilty, and tarnish his public image. His attorney wrote, "This unprecedented ambush paired with advanced coordinated media presence leads to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. There has been no finding of criminal or civil liability with any of these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name." But then a federal officer replied by saying, "We believe that there is a disturbing history of S trafficking. We are responding to concrete, detailed, explicit allegations. This is not random. We didn't choose his name out of a hat. We had allegations that we are following up on." Best believe if the feds are on your case based on allegations, your goose is cooked. Loves, safe to say, this was the point where Diddy's official downfall started. And even he was shaken because shortly after that, word on the street was that Diddy was trying to sell some of his property and that he was going broke after having to settle so many lawsuits that cost him millions of dollars. But then the lawsuits just kept cropping up, some dating as far back as the late 1990s, like the lady he shot during a night out with his then girlfriend, J-Lo. Next thing we know, Diddy was trying to flee the country. He and his team knew he had done so much damage and the feds were closing in on him, so maybe his attorneys advised him that leaving the US was the only way he'd be able to stay out of prison, but the feds caught wind of that too and banned him from leaving. Even at the time of Diddy's arrest, not only was his passport taken, but even those of his family members, including his 1-year-old kid. Imagine being such a high-profile, hardcore criminal that even your toddler isn't allowed to leave the country. People have been super curious whether that Homeland Security raid was tied to Ava, and sadly, y'all, it was. My goodness, what did Diddy and his sons do to that poor girl? Let's talk about Diddy's sons, Justin and Christian, for a minute. If you didn't know, his sons have also been wrapped up in so many accusations, not just Ava's. But flashback to 2020 on that live, notice that other than Diddy, it's only men in the room. Ava is the only girl, a young one at that.
I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child.
So people have been wondering why Diddy's video only featured his sons and not his daughters. Ava herself had mentioned looking forward to hanging out with Diddy's daughters, so it didn't make sense why they weren't there. This was a big moment, and every family member should have been present. But no, his daughters were at home, safe and protected, while he exposed someone else's helpless daughter to God knows what. Ugh! Still can't get over how Ava was so uneasy in that video. Sure, Ava did meet Diddy's twins, Jesse and Delilah, but after that, she just seemed to have disappeared into thin air. And to think that Diddy had her calling him Papa Combs. Anyways, back to Diddy's sons, Justin and Christian. First of all, these two are notoriously on record for protecting their father like their lives depend on it. And it does. In case y'all didn't know, both of them have been mentioned in separate lawsuits, so it seems like this weird energy has been hovering around the whole family. First of all, these two have always been called out for being spoiled nepo babies who have gotten into all sorts of unnecessary trouble just because of who their father was untouchable. But let's narrow it down to their connection with their father's current woes, and OMG, it is not looking good. The apple sure doesn't fall far from the tree. Christian's been keeping up his public persona, staying in the music and fashion game, but that hasn't stopped the rumors from swirling. He's been linked to some of Diddy's more outrageous parties, and people have been speculating whether he had any involvement in those behind-the-scenes dealings. Though there is no solid evidence yet, his flashy lifestyle, from private jets to high-profile parties, has his fans side-eyeing him like he could be in on all of this too, because he is literally living dangerously, just like his father. Justin Combs, on the other hand, has been living it up as the college boy turned influencer. But even he hasn't escaped the drama. Diddy's legal team is reportedly and allegedly working overtime to clear him of any connection to his father's parties and evil dealings. But he's likely to be questioned about what he knows concerning the situation. From his football days at UCLA to his party boy persona, Justin's been connected to his dad's brand, which makes him an easy target for scrutiny. And he already is. People want to know if Justin was ever at any of those parties or involved in business schemes that are now under investigation. But it gets worse. Apart from Diddy's current legal battles, the much hushed topic of the demise of his partner, Kim Porter, has resurfaced again. Those who have kept up to date with this case know that even though Kim passed while at home with Diddy and her cause of death is ruled pneumonia, some people have always smelled foul play, and honestly, you can't blame them. This case is back in full force again, especially now that a book has been released called Kim's Lost Words. The book apparently has diary entries written by Kim painting a horrific side of Diddy that she had to endure while they were together. But guess who's defending their father and demanding that this should stop because their father is innocent? Yep, Diddy's sons. They even claimed that the book wasn't real. In a joint statement, they said, claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not, and anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves. The cause of her death has long been established. There was no foul play. Well, that's some food for thought right there. But yeah, Diddy's son would rather move their father to Mars if that's what it would take to defend him against the world. In their eyes, their father is a hero who can't say nor do no wrong.
It's craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bruh, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this. And yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Jimmy Iovine. Ain't nobody talking about Jimmy Iovine. He got sexual charges and everything on him. But he got those publicists that's keeping it out off of CNN. It's keeping it off the major news reports. Nobody's talking about that. This is something that goes on, man, that they're gonna push up under the rug, and a few years later, Bad Boy 5, 6, 7, 8 will be out.
The saddest part is that Diddy has been in the spotlight for over 30 years now. And while we've heard rumors and seen lawsuits pop up here and there, it's now very clear what Cassie said in her lawsuit, that Diddy's crew was full of yes men who were always very much ready to make his evils go away. There is just no way he could have pulled all these alone, and that's exactly what his former bodyguard also confirmed. The situation gets even more concerning when you take into account the number of women who have accused and sued Diddy in all forms of unprintable stuff, hurting them both physically and emotionally, plus forcing them into extremely inappropriate behavior. One of the latest mind-boggling allegations is from Neil Dickerson. The complaint against Combs intentionally drugged Dickerson Neil, leaving her unable to stand or walk. The suit said that she left her drink unattended with him at a restaurant, and afterward, under alleged pressure from Combs, she took a hit from a blunt. They then drove to a music studio, the suit stated. When Dickerson couldn't exit the car, Combs allegedly took her to a place he was staying to SA her, according to the filing. If you think that's downright disgusting, allegedly, Diddy put the whole thing on tape. All of Diddy's parties would start off as fun events and then turn into horrific nights for Diddy's victims, both men and women. With all of these cases on the table, it's enough to make you shiver. Each lawsuit we have read just peels back another layer into this guy. In Cassie's case, for instance, Diddy was exposed, not just for emotional manipulation, but for hitting women. And then there was Lil Rod's case, where he alleged that not only did Diddy get his way with him forcefully, but he also tried to push Rod into doing some grim stuff with other industry famous personalities who were Diddy's friends and part of his freak off. And finally, we have Diddy's arch enemy, 50 Cent, who, by the way, has been a whistleblower on Diddy's case for over 2 decades, but no one ever took him seriously. 50 also recently alleged that Ava's video is one of the many that were uncovered during the raid. 50 Cent also confirmed that the Ava story will be covered in his much anticipated Diddy documentary, where he plans to reveal everything he knows and provide receipts. Couldn't have been a better timing. This is going to be a big one. Last year, 50 Cent shared a twist alluding to his documentary saying, "Rapper, I thought Diddy was a billionaire music mogul. If he's smart, he will file bankruptcy now." Anyone with real money knows why I'm saying this. I'm the best producer for this job, guys. Here comes the receipts. The Ava situation is something else entirely because unlike the other lawsuits women filed, this was a winner. It's making people reevaluate every side of Diddy's life. His entire image has come crashing down, but the real question is, what happened to Ava? Did Diddy hide something darker behind those big smiles and IG lives? And why does it seem like the industry has been protecting him for this long? With suspicions of trafficking, we are connecting the dots, and this is horrific. The internet is buzzing with questions, and people need answers. Stay tuned, loves, because remember, the hearing hasn't even started. We are definitely about to hear things we never thought we would, and so many celebrities' true colors are about to be revealed because the truth is, if Diddy is going down, he is not going down without a fight, even if it means exposing everyone else. Thanks for watching, loves, and see you in the next video.